The Zarkith Dominion had survived 9 millennia by crushing anything that challenged its throne. Entire species disappeared beneath their clawed regime, leaving behind silent moons and abandoned biospheres. Their military academies taught one lesson above all: there is no creature more relentless than a Zarkith warrior. For generations, no one disagreed. High Talon Vorkul stood inside the Dominion's war spire, reviewing holographic feeds streaming from the frontier. Zarkith soldiers marched across the burning ruins of a human colony outpost. Smoke twisted upward like dark banners as the settlement collapsed under precision bombardment. Everything appeared routine, efficient, unquestioned. Yet something in the report unsettled him. "Play the ground feed again," he commanded. The screen rewound. A Zarkith warbeast thundered across the settlement, smashing barricades as it hunted survivors. Flames rolled around it. Its armored hide glistened with molten ash. It should have been unstoppable. But the human facing it refused to back away. A man in worn tactical gear, bleeding from the forehead, simply braced himself and raised a crude-looking launcher. He fired once, forcing the warbeast to stumble. Instead of retreating, he sprinted forward, ducking under the swipe of a claw that could split vehicles. Then he stabbed a charge beneath the creature's throat. The explosion threw both of them into the dust. The human got up first. Vorkul leaned closer to the screen. "He rises after direct impact? What is his physiology made of?" A subordinate cleared his throat. "We are still gathering information, High Talon. Their world is classified as a particularly aggressive ecosystem." "Define aggressive." The officer hesitated. "Predatory megafauna, rapid weather extremities, toxic flora, frequent geological instability." Vorkul narrowed his eyes. "So their entire planet is a battlefield?" "Yes, High Talon." Vorkul watched the human again, studying the defiance in his stance. Most species froze in terror when a war beast advanced on them. This human didn't. He even shouted something, audio enhanced. "You think this is bad? Try living on Earth." Vorkul's jaw tightened. "Summon the Dominion Council. Humanity requires classification reevaluation." Aboard the human stealth frigate Horizon Edge, Captain Aaron Cole rubbed the bridge of his nose as he stared at the same footage from the opposite perspective. The colony had held for longer than anyone predicted, but they still lost 57 civilians before evacuation was complete. He hated every second of it. His second-in-command, Lieutenant Mara Keen, leaned against the console. "We're receiving chatter from the frontier patrols," she said. "Zarkith reinforcements are converging. They're not treating this as a minor incursion." "They never do," Aaron muttered. He replayed the image of the warbeast toppling under the blast. The soldier who killed it, Sergeant Renholt, was alive but badly burned. Even so, he joked with the medics while they stitched him together. Humans coped with pain in a way no alien medical team had ever understood. Mara crossed her arms. "Command wants recon deeper into Zarkith territory. Something's changing on their end." Aaron exhaled slowly. "They finally noticed we don't stay down when we're kicked. That scares them," she said. "That should scare everyone." He turned away from the console and stepped onto the bridge. The Horizon Edge hummed beneath his boots, cloaked by its silent running systems. The ship was sleek, lean, and built from materials no alien had ever seen before. Humanity upgraded faster than most empires could catalog. "Helm," Aaron said. "Set a full-stream course. We're going in." Ensign Rios hesitated. "Captain, we barely escaped their last patrol. If we slip too close..." "We won't," Aaron said. "But if the Zarkith are planning something bigger, I'm not waiting for it to hit another colony." Mara gave him a quick nod. She understood the weight he carried. Humanity hadn't asked for a war. They simply refused to kneel. The fold stream opened like a swirling silver wound in space. As the ship slipped inside, Aaron felt the familiar pressure settle around his ribs, a sensation like the universe holding its breath. Once they emerged in Zarkith territory, everything changed. Space looked darker here, as if the stars themselves kept their distance. The Dominion systems were built around volcanic worlds and black iron stations shaped like serrated blades. Their architecture screamed dominance. Rios swallowed. You'd think after conquering half the galaxy, they'd learn what windows are. They don't need windows, Mara said. They like seeing enemies through sensors instead of glass. Aaron studied the tactical map. Keep the cloak tight. We just need intel. Then we're out. The ships slinked past the Zarkith carrier group. Their vessels resembled predatory insects, layered in armor plates glowing with geothermal energy. Each ship radiated sheer aggression. Rios whispered, "How do they even navigate with that design?" Aaron answered, "Fearless pilots or suicidal ones. Same thing for them," Mara muttered. As they drifted deeper, the horizon edge intercepted a data burst. Zarkith encryption was notoriously thorny, but humanity had learned to peel it apart with patient, adaptive algorithms, another thing the Dominion underestimated. "Captain," Mara said, "I've got an intercept. High-level command traffic. Play it." A cold, resonant voice filled the bridge. "We can no longer dismiss the human threat. Their tolerance for pain, resistance to psychological collapse, and unpredictable adaptability mark them as a potential apex competitor. Begin preparation of Project Spinebreaker. Humanity must be neutralized before it gains momentum." Rios glanced back. "Did he say apex competitor?" Mara frowned. "They've never used that term for anyone." Aaron stared at the projection of Dominion space. "They think they're alone at the top. And now they're terrified they're not." The tension tightened around the bridge like invisible wire. Aaron felt his pulse quicken, not from fear, but from a deep, steadying determination. "Download everything," he said. "Every scrap of data related to this Project Spinebreaker." "Already on it," Mara replied. Aaron stepped closer to the viewport as the Dominion's core systems drifted past in the distance. Aligned fleets, fortress worlds, training academies built to turn recruits into monsters. "We've woken something old," Aaron murmured. "But they've woken us too," Rios asked quietly. "What do we do, Captain?" Aaron straightened. "We do what humans always do." He looked at the stars with a hard, clear resolve. "We push back." The horizon edge drifted deeper into Dominion territory, wrapped in a cloak that bent light and confused Zarkith sensors. Even so, the crew stayed tense. Every ship they passed could destroy them in minutes if the cloak failed. Captain Aaron Cole stood at the center of the bridge, studying the swirling red star ahead. Its surface seethed like a boiling sea, throwing violent waves of plasma into space. Around it orbited a jagged world of black volcanic ridges and rivers of molten glass. Karzun, the Zarkith fortress world. Mara Keen stepped beside him. "Hard to believe anything lives down there." "And yet," Aaron said, "that's where their war academies are built. Explains a lot about their attitude." Aaron didn't respond. He kept his eyes on the skin feed. The planet radiated destructive energy, heat storms, volcanic eruptions, massive pressure zones. Even orbiting it felt like a dare. The Dominion didn't train soldiers. It forged predators. Rios stiffened at his console. "Sir, we've got encrypted chatter coming from a facility on the southern hemisphere. Same signatures as the Project Spinebreaker data." Mara leaned forward. "So that's where they're building it." Aaron nodded. "Send the ship into a high-drift orbit. Minimal emissions. I want full scans on that facility." "Yes, Captain." The bridge dimmed as the horizon edge slipped through a thin layer of Karzun's magnetosphere. Static crackled across the hull. Then a wave of heat shimmered across the viewports, tinting space with a faint crimson haze. Rios muttered, "Feels like we're flying through an oven." Mara shot him a sideways look. "Think cooler thoughts." Aaron smirked. "Start with the fact that humans complain about weather back home, yet somehow survive this kind of temperature in a star's backyard." Rios shrugged. "We're complicated." Aaron's gaze sharpened. "That's what scares them." The scans finished processing. The hologram of the facility rose above the tactical table, an angular structure burrowed into a volcanic trench, surrounded by shield pylons glowing with intense red light. Mara studied it carefully. That's not just a weapons lab. Look at the energy footprint. They're powering something massive. Bioweapon scale? Aaron asked. Maybe. Or something worse. Rios frowned. What's worse than a bioweapon? Something designed specifically for us, Mara said. That thought lingered in the air. The Dominion had always viewed other species as manageable threats. But for them to build a weapon tailored to human biology meant something had changed at a fundamental level. They feared what humans might become. Hours later, Aaron entered the small interrogation chamber in the lower deck. A captured Zarkith scout sat restrained at the center. The creature stood nearly 2 meters tall, its obsidian-gray scales marked with faint magma-colored veins. Even wounded, it radiated predatory poise. Mara stood beside it, arms crossed. He woke up 5 minutes ago. Doesn't like small rooms. Aaron pulled up a stool and sat across from the alien. I'm Captain Aaron Cole. We can talk the hard way or the useful way. The Zarkith clicked its mandibles in annoyance. You are soft-bodied. Fragile. Why expend the effort? Aaron kept his tone calm. Because you know what's being built on Karzan. We need that information. You will not survive long enough to act on it. Mara leaned forward. Try us. The alien's orange eyes narrowed. It sniffed the air, as if assessing them. You are different, it finally said. I fought your kind on the outer colonies. You bleed yet continue moving. You lose air yet keep talking. You are unsettling. Aaron raised an eyebrow. You think we don't feel fear? You feel it, the Zarkith replied. But it does not govern you. That is unnatural. Aaron folded his hands. Tell me about Project Spinebreaker. A low rumble escaped the alien's throat. It is designed because your species disobeys the expected rules. You are supposed to break under pressure. Instead, pressure sharpens you. So they're building a weapon to compensate, Mara said. To eliminate unpredictability. The Zarkith agreed. Your survival traits disturb the Dominion. They require control. They will not allow a second apex. Aaron leaned back, heart pounding with restrained anger. Apex. The Dominion was finally admitting it. Where is the project located? He asked. A long pause. Then, Karzan. The deepest forge. The Dominion will break your kind before you rise. Not if we stop them first, Aaron said. The Zarkith tilted its head. You cannot destroy it. The forge is guarded by soldiers who have never known defeat. Aaron stood. Then they're about to learn. On the bridge, Aaron gathered his senior crew, Mara, Rios, Engineer Rallin, and Tactical Officer Jace Thorne. The atmosphere tightened. Aaron projected the facility hologram. This is it. The heart of Project Spinebreaker. We infiltrate, gather intel, sabotage what we can, and exfiltrate before they know we're there. Rios looked uneasy. Captain, that's a volcano-lined fortress on a death world run by apex predators. We're sneaking into their toughest forge. Exactly, Aaron said. Which is why they'll never expect it. Mara gave him a faint smile. We'll need a landing window. That atmosphere is brutal. We'll find one, Jace said. If not, we make one. Rallin adjusted his tablet. The hull can handle 10 minutes in that temperature before structural fatigue sets in. Maybe 12 if we reroute cooling systems. 12's enough, Aaron said. Rios still looked pale. Sir, humans aren't heat-proof. No, Aaron said. But we adapt. The room fell silent. Confidence wasn't bravado, they trusted him, trusted each other. That was humanity's advantage, cooperation under pressure. Aaron pointed at the map. We land here, access the ventilation grid, bypass the inner rings, and reach the central chamber. Once we learn what they're building, we sabotage it. And if we're discovered? Mara asked. We improvise. That single word, humanity's unofficial motto, brought a grim but steady determination to the crew's faces. The horizon edge descended toward Karzun under cloak. The skies churned with fiery storms. Lightning arced across volcanic plumes in violent bursts. The ship trembled as hot winds slammed against the hull. Rios gritted his teeth. Entering lower atmosphere, steady, steady. Mara held onto her console. Feels like flying into a furnace. Aaron kept his eyes locked on the terrain. Focus. We make it through this, we'll see a sunrise again. The volcanic trench appeared ahead, an open wound glowing with rivers of molten stone. The forge facility rose from its depths like obsidian fangs. Rios shouted. Cloak holding, barely. Aaron stood tall, gripping the command rail. Bring us in. The ship dove into the fiery maze. The mission had begun. The forge's atmosphere tore at the horizon edge's hull like jagged claws. Heat radiated from molten rivers and volcanic vents, yet inside the ship, the crew moved with tense precision. Every console flicker, every sensor ping, was a heartbeat in a war they hadn't yet fired a shot in. Captain Aaron Cole's gaze never left the holographic overlay of the facility. The outer defenses were thick, automated, and lethal. Zarketh patrols moved like living blades, almost invisible against the black volcanic ridges. The Dominion's apex soldiers were everything the galaxy feared: fast, ruthless, adaptive. And yet, Aaron murmured, they've never faced us before. Mara Keen shot him a sidelong glance. I don't think they'll survive meeting you, Captain. Aaron's smirk was brief. Let's see if we survive meeting them first. The landing was surgical. The horizon edge hugged the shadows, slipping past orbital sensors and atmospheric flares, finally touching down on a ridge that overlooked a vent system leading straight into the facility's core. The crew disembarked, clad in reinforced suits designed to withstand extreme heat and pressure. Each step cracked volcanic rock beneath their boots. Rios muttered, I hate being this close to the planetary furnace. Welcome to humanity's specialty, Aaron replied. We've survived worse at home. They entered the vent system. Tight tunnels twisted like a labyrinth, the walls coated with heat-resistant plating and alien circuitry. Sensors indicated patrols above, but inside, the team moved as one, silent, efficient, coordinated. Central chamber is approximately 600 meters ahead, Jace Thorne whispered, scanning with a handheld scanner. Energy readings spike there. Then that's our target, Aaron said. Above them, High Talon Vorko grew restless. He had sensed the anomaly, a ripple in the defensive net that no Zarketh patrol should have allowed. His claws tapped against the console as he scanned the readings. They are inside, he said in a low growl. They dare to enter the forge. A subordinate hesitated. High Talon, they could be a diversion. Vorkal's eyes glowed with molten rage. There is no diversion here. These humans, they are different. Prepare the hunters. Let us see if Apex meets Apex. Inside the facility, the human crew reached a security checkpoint. Laser barriers pulsed like liquid fire. Mara frowned. Typical. We need to bypass this cleanly. Not cleanly, Aaron corrected. Our way. Sergeant Renhold produced a small device and began overriding the system. Sparks danced across the panel, the lights flickering dangerously. For a tense moment, nothing happened. Then, with a quiet hiss, the barrier dropped. Rios exhaled sharply. That's too easy. Too easy makes me nervous, Aaron said. As they navigated the inner rings, the facility's defenses grew more aggressive. Automated turrets tracked their heat signatures, and security drones swarmed like mechanical hornets. The crew moved with practiced efficiency, diving behind machinery, triggering emergency vents, and using the environment to their advantage. They weren't just humans, they were adaptable humans. Every obstacle sparked a new solution. A turret loomed ahead, firing bursts that could tear through reinforced walls. Aaron picked up a cylindrical charge from the pack. Watch the math, not the fire. He rolled it into the turret's housing. The explosion was contained, smoke billowing, and the path cleared. Mara shook her head in awe. You make it look effortless. Aaron's grin was sharp. That's the problem. They won't. Deeper inside, the crew approached the chamber housing Project Spine Breaker. The corridor opened to a vast room lined with energy conduits and alien machinery, humming with raw destructive potential. At its center, a containment cradle pulsed, a bioengineered weapon designed to annihilate humanity. Jace's scanner beeped frantically. It's massive. Larger than we expected, Rios whispered. How do we even disable it? Together, Aaron said. We've made it this far. Trust the plan, trust each other. Suddenly, alarms blared. Vorkul's elite hunters had found them. The crew froze for a split second before instincts took over. Mara fired a pulse rifle at the first hunter, Rios activated a makeshift smoke device, and then detonated a series of micro-charges to collapse part of the corridor. The hunters were relentless, faster than any human had faced, but the team adapted in real time. Each maneuver countered the alien advance. Traps, blind spots, and precise timing turned the hunters' aggression against them. One by one, the apex soldiers fell or retreated, confused by human unpredictability. Vorkul's voice echoed through the facility's comlink. Humans, your persistence borders on foolishness. Why do you resist what is inevitable? Aaron's voice cut back, calm but cutting. We resist because surrender is never an option. You think Apex makes you untouchable. We'll show you otherwise. There was a pause, then a growl of frustration. Vorkul's fury was palpable even over the comlink. Your survival is unnatural. That's the point, Aaron replied. The crew reached the control interface for Project Spine Breaker. Jace began decrypting the containment field, Mara and Ren providing cover. Sparks flew and alarms screamed. The weapon pulsed, almost aware of their presence. This thing, it's alive, Mara whispered. Not alive, Aaron corrected. Reactive. Designed to exploit human biology. That's why it scares them. That's why it should scare us, but it won't. With a final command, Jace initiated a system override. The containment field collapsed, the energy stabilizers sputtering. Project Spine Breaker began to destabilize, glowing erratically. Suddenly, Vorkul's hunters breached the chamber. The final confrontation began. Aaron moved like a predator, not relying on brute strength but on coordination, improvisation, and instinct. Each hunter advanced, expecting human fear. Instead, they met precise counters, environmental hazards, and unrelenting human will. Mara triggered a series of energy conduits, electrocution arcs leaping across the chamber, stunning one hunter. Ren lobbed micro-charges that toppled another. Jace hacked control panels to redirect security drones, turning alien machines into temporary allies. The last hunter fell. Vorkul's voice boomed one final time. Impossible! You are not prey! Aaron leaned over the terminal, overriding the final systems. We're not prey. We're humans. The containment chamber began to collapse. Sparks and energy arcs flew as the facility's systems overloaded. The team sprinted toward the exit tunnels, weaving through collapsing corridors. Behind them, Project Spine Breaker imploded in a controlled chain reaction, a weapon designed to destroy humanity now reduced to molten slag. Outside, the volcanic sky burned bright, shadows of crumbling machinery and lava flows reflecting off the team's suits. Aaron exhaled, sweat and soot streaking his face. He looked at his crew, tired, scorched, but alive. Mara muttered, "We actually did it." Rios laughed, a mix of relief and disbelief. "We survived Karzun." Aaron didn't laugh. He scanned the horizon. Vorkul had retreated, but the message was clear. The Dominion had underestimated humanity, and it would cost them. "We made a statement," Aaron said, voice steady. "Not with destruction alone, but with defiance. They've learned humans adapt, improvise, and survive when apex predators expect them to fall." Reinhold grinned. "And they'll remember it." Aaron nodded. "They will. But this is only the beginning. The galaxy just got a reminder. Humans don't break under pressure. We rise." The horizon edge lifted off, leaving Karzun behind. Below, the Dominion's forge burned and smoked, a testament to human ingenuity and resilience. Above, stars stretched endlessly, promising new battles, new frontiers, and new victories. And somewhere in the darkness, High-Talon Vorkul seethed, realizing that Apex might no longer belong solely to the Zarkith. The volcanic clouds of Karzun receded behind the horizon edge as it navigated back through Dominion-controlled space. The air inside the ship was thick with heat, sweat, and the adrenaline of survival. Yet no one relaxed, not yet. The mission was only half complete. Project Spinebreaker was destabilized, but the Dominion was not finished. Captain Aaron Cole stood at the bridge, scanning tactical feeds. Zarkith reinforcements were converging. Their ships moved with lethal precision, their sensors still hunting for intruders. For a moment, the galaxy felt like a trap. Mara Keen approached quietly. "They're sending everything they've got." Aaron didn't turn. "Let them come. They've never faced humans this way before." Rios swallowed nervously. "This isn't like surviving a colony attack. They've got fleet numbers." "That's the point," Aaron said. "We're not just surviving. We're proving a lesson." Above, High-Talon Vorkul watched the human retreat with frustration boiling in molten veins. His hunters had failed. His apex soldiers had been outmaneuvered. He could feel the ripple of their success. It threatened everything the Dominion believed about dominance and fear. "They adapt," he growled, claws clenching. "They defy our expectations. They survive what we designed to kill. This is unacceptable." A subordinate tried to interject. "High-Talon, they escaped. The weapon." "I know what they did," Vorkul roared. "We will not underestimate them again. Prepare the fleet. Humanity will learn why Apex exists." Inside the horizon edge, Aaron gathered the crew for a tactical briefing. Every eye was on him. Each face bore burns, soot, and exhaustion, yet a shared intensity glimmered. These were humans who had stared at apex predators and survived, not through raw strength alone, but through ingenuity, adaptation, and unity. "Here's the situation," Aaron began. "We've destabilized Project Spinebreaker. They can't use it on humans, or anything else for that matter. But the Dominion won't stop sending hunters. The fleets will pursue. They'll expect us to fight in their terms." Mara raised an eyebrow. "And we won't?" Aaron shook his head. "We don't fight on their terms. We fight on ours. We adapt faster than they anticipate, improvise more creatively than they calculate, and survive longer than they expect. That's our strength." Rios nodded. "So we keep moving?" "Exactly. We've made them fear unpredictability. We'll use it." The first engagement came within the hour. Zarkith cruisers dropped from fold space in coordinated attack runs, their plasma cannons tearing through debris like scythes. The horizon edge dove into the shadow of a nearby asteroid belt, using turbulence and electromagnetic anomalies to confuse sensors. Aaron barked orders. "Divert auxiliary power to shields. Launch decoys. Keep formation tight, and don't fire unless necessary." The crew executed perfectly. Mara coordinated evasive maneuvers, Rios deployed holographic duplicates of the ship, and Jace hacked into the Dominion targeting systems, creating temporary malfunctions in the enemy fire control. Even as their pursuers closed, humans adapted to every unexpected twist. For every cruiser that tried to flank them, there was a counter, an improvisation no Zarkith system could anticipate. Slowly, one by one, the attackers fell behind, not destroyed, but outmaneuvered. Humanity's patience and intelligence became weapons as deadly as any plasma cannon. Vorkul seethed from his command spire. He had underestimated the humans' coordination and resilience. "Impossible!" he growled. "They should be broken. Every tactic, every calculation, nullified." A subordinate whispered nervously. "High-Talon, they're evolving faster than we can respond." Vorkul's eyes narrowed. "Then evolve faster. Bring them down before they reach potential. Humanity cannot remain unchecked." Back on the horizon edge, the crew approached a safe corridor beyond immediate pursuit. Aaron exhaled, feeling the tension slowly ease. Mara turned to him. We did it. They're retreating for now. Aaron shook his head. Not just retreating. They're recalculating. We've sent a message they can't ignore. Humans survive, adapt, and fight smarter than apex predators expect. Reinhold grinned. Told you all. Being from a Class 7 death world teaches a thing or two about surviving impossible odds. Aaron allowed himself a faint smile. Exactly. And now the galaxy knows it too. The team decided to send a communication broadcast to Zarkith Command. Not a surrender, not a threat, but a statement. Aaron keyed the channel, his voice calm but resolute. You assumed we were prey. You assumed Apex belonged to you. You were wrong. We are humans. We survive. We adapt. And if you want to challenge that, you will meet resistance you've never imagined. Silence followed. Then static. Then the realization spread through the Dominion. The humans were not just surviving, they were redefining Apex. Days later, back in orbit of a safe human colony, the crew watched the sun rise over a horizon scarred by volcanic activity, storm clouds, and jagged peaks. The battlefield might have been distant, but its echoes resonated throughout the galaxy. Mara broke the silence. Do you think they'll try again? Aaron nodded. Of course. But now they know they can't expect fear or submission. They'll have to respect us, or face the consequences. Rios, still recovering from the heat and strain, chuckled. Respect? From the Zarkith? Never thought I'd see the day. Aaron smirked. Respect doesn't come from waiting. It comes from proving you deserve it. Meanwhile, somewhere in the Dominion, Vorkul's claws pounded his command desk in fury. The Zarkith had been challenged in a way they had never faced. Humanity had survived Karzan's forge. They had defied Apex soldiers, outmaneuvered fleets, and dismantled a weapon designed specifically to annihilate them. They are not prey, Vorkul muttered, more to himself than anyone else. They are something else. Something dangerous. He stared at the star map, plotting, calculating, yet knowing every calculation carried uncertainty. For the first time in centuries, the apex predators feared the potential of another species. On the horizon edge, Aaron looked at his crew. Fatigue weighed heavily on them, but determination burned brighter than ever. Humanity had survived, and in doing so, they had sent a universal message. The galaxy had underestimated humans at its own peril. He turned to Mara, Rios, Ran, and Jace. We've proven we can survive apex predators. But survival is only the beginning. The galaxy is bigger than Karzan. And we'll meet every challenge with the same principle: adapt, improvise, overcome. Rios laughed softly. Sounds like Earth in a sentence. Aaron's gaze drifted to the stars beyond the viewport. Earth made us strong. But humanity, that's what makes us unstoppable. The crew nodded, united by experience and conviction. Somewhere out there, the Zarkith would remember this day. Somewhere out there, the galaxy would whisper the same truth. Humans are not to be underestimated. And with that, the horizon edge soared into the expanse of space, leaving a trail of uncertainty, fear, and awe behind it, a silent testament to the rise of a new apex in the galaxy. The Deathworlders had ascended.